I feel like at the end of the day, somewhere along the line, Bungie just forgot like the simple core thing about gaming is your game fun? Am I having fun playing your game? I feel like they got caught up with so much other stuff that they just this point was lost to them at somewhere along the way. Oh, I wholeheartedly believe that the First Ascendant is what killed Destiny 2. But I don't think it's the reason that people would think that it's for. Like, when First Ascendant came out, the devs were so quick to respond to the community in such a positive way that it was like, it kind of made Destiny 2 players, take a step back. Like, wait, you could do that? Like, I'll give you an example. One example is like I think it's the Void Reactor mission thingies. They had like a 5 minute timer, and it was like a huge complaint across the community. And Nexon just came out like, all right, we'll fix it. Next update, boom, 1 minute timers, just like that, simple. A couple days later, 1 minute timer, no big deal. They've done this with so many aspects of the game. Like, I can't even. There'd be no way for me to go over them all. It's like the community complains about something, and they're like, okay, no problem, we'll come out and fix it. Whereas I feel like with Bungie, they focused on the top 1%. I'll give you an example. Like players like Aztecross, Salted Grippo. Salted Grippo is infamous for it, right? He complained about the Well of Radiance and how it made the game too easy. And so Bungie eventually nerfed it, right? Which when they nerfed the Well of Radiance, which was my main build, I was like, well, you might as well have just taken it out of the game. Nobody's going to use it. It's literally unusable. Just take it out of the game. Why nerf it to the point where nobody's going to use it? Just take it out. And what they did is they listened to the top 1% of players. Oh, we need harder content. We need harder raids. You need to nerf this, nerf that, nerf it. It was every time I turned around, every time we would find something fun in the game to exploit or anything like that, they would nerf it into the ground, listening to these top 1% players, these content creators. They weren't listening to the regular player base. There was nobody presenting the 99% of players and what they're going through. And I'll give you another example. So our boy Jixer Clyde, he came out and he said, we need harder Colossus fights. I saw one of his clips, he was talking about, we need harder Colossus fights. And next time was basically like, hold my beer. All right, you shut the fuck up. This is what we're going to do. We're going to nerf Frostwalker. That was our response. Yeah, fuck you. We're going to nerf Frostwalker and make it easier because nobody's beating this boss. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. Just for clarification, I do actually really like his idea for modifiers on harder mode bosses. Like, Nexon literally went, no, we're not going to listen to the top 1%. We're going to listen to the 99% of players that are struggling, and we're going to take their feedback. This is something Bungie should have been doing for the past 10 years. Why are you nerfing builds? Why are you lowering drop rates? Why are you trying to make raids harder and harder and harder and harder till only less than 1% of the player base is even able to compete on day one raid race? Like, it makes no sense. Stop listening to the top 1%ers. Those aren't the people playing your game. You have this huge player base that are frustrated, that don't like this shit. You're listening to one person. What are you doing? And so I feel like Destiny 2 players, they seen this, they seen what Nexon was doing, and they were like, dude, like what? Yeah, what is going on? Why have we been accepting this abuse for the past 10 years? And here comes a company out of nowhere. I don't know if they've ever even done a live service game or anything like that, and they're doing it 10 times better than the company that basically invented the genre. Like, Bungie basically invented live service games. It was the first time where a live service game just absolutely took off and dominated the market. And Nexon was literally like, here, hold my beer. We'll show you how to do it better. It's insane, dude. It's absolutely insane. And I was talking about this with Juice Bad, how like I really think like everyone's freaking out about the Bungie layoffs and things like that, and I was like, dude, Sony they're an incredibly smart company, incredibly ran. They have made some of the best games. I was like, they probably went in, realized we could make just as good of content, if not better content, for half the price. Like, what are we doing here? Like, get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy, this dude making $2 million a year, this dude making, whatever. Get rid of, like, some of these people. It's unfortunate that a lot of the, like, even lower people had to get cut. But Sony being such a smart company, I feel like they were literally like, man, like, we could do this for half the price. Like, what are we doing here? We don't need all these people. I'm hoping that's the case, and hopefully they take some pointers from Nexon and they learn, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't just listen to the top 1% of players. Maybe we should actually take into the account your everyday casual player that wants to enjoy the game too. Let's it's something we can all hope for.